record holder for the most yards ever passing in a single game, Rohan Davey. Emmitt Smith joins us in studio.
It's the first time I played in such a place that had that much noise.
Jock, throw a rock and you'll hit a 3-star cornerback in Louisiana.
Jock Talk is sponsored by Locke Meredith Injury Lawyers.
Well, it's not every day you get a chance to sit and visit with one of the greatest football players of all time. Marshall Faulk is a Hall of Famer in the NFL. He only rushed for 12,279 yards. He only had 6,800 yards of receptions, and he only scored 136 touchdowns. Total, 19,000 yards from scrimmage, and now the head coach of the Southern Jags. Marshall, great to meet you in person.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
I've heard good things about you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that check to Roman Banks cleared there. No, I appreciate that, man. And look, as a guy who grew up on football in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, you're right there in my sweet spot there. Good times.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah, man. I want to talk to you about the past. For the Jaguar Nation, let's start in the present. So
Okay.
you've been the head coach about 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
And what have you learned so far, or how's it been for you so far?
That Jaguar fans are everywhere. They're passionate. As you see, I walked into the studio and literally meet a season ticket holder that worked here. And they just want to win. That's it. That's it. And I just keep reminding them, I'm like, we don't have to rebuild. The history is storied. We just got to come in and do the job that you guys are accustomed to us doing. That's it. Because, Southern, they've won. I remember when I was a kid, they won back then. They've always had winners. And you lose your way sometimes, and hopefully we're going to show them the way again.
Yeah, Pete Richardson, those days were something.
Yes.
You were up there at your press conference with Aeneas Williams,
Mm-hmm.
one of the greats, St. Louis Rams history, right?
Yeah,
Won a
yeah.
Super Bowl together.
Yeah.
And then Avery Johnson on the basketball end of things. He was there to support you as well. So the history is there. Now it's building towards the future.
Yeah, two of my very good friends outside of sports, just New Orleanians, guys that I looked up to as I was growing up, and then through the professional ranks, we became friends, and we've spent a lot of time together. And this has been brewing for about 4 or 5 years. They've been asking me to come do this, and you do things when you're ready and when they're right. And I believe this is the time.
You went into the Pro Football Hall of Fame with Deion Sanders.
I did.
He, of course, got his head coaching start at Jackson State in terms of, breaking onto the college scene there. And you were on his staff at Colorado for 1 year. Did he tell you about Southern in terms of playing them and what kind of opportunity it was?
He told me overall about the conference and just how being in this conference will take you back to like your roots of football, and that the kids here that play here, they just want to be good at football. They just want a chance at getting in the show. And one of the things he said was, you're going to realize how much they hang on to your words because they know that this is their opportunity. And unlike where football is now, with the NIL, the portal, it's a little different in this conference. And you get kids that maybe have just a raw passion because the money isn't quite the same just yet. So he was like, you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah. Do you think that's part of your appeal now at the FCS level, that there are people who are turned off by all of the money going to the coaches, going to the players, the opting out? There's a lot of what happened to team. It seems like me over team in a lot of cases now.
Well, I don't want to take that element away. That's an important element of the game when you get to those levels. But I think here is just the passion for the game. And you can get paid and you can have NIL and you can have all that stuff and have the passion. I think it's harder. I think it's harder for the kids to realize what they're working towards when if you're getting paid here, you don't even know the money that you're going to get paid in the NFL, and you kind of settle. And that's kind of what started to happen. But at this level, I'm talking to kids, man, and they're like, Coach, I'm not about all that junk, man. I just want to play ball. I just want to have fun. I just want to win. And when you start talking like that, when you start talking about winning, who's getting paid, what does it matter?
Yeah. Well, and another thing, Marshall, too, that doesn't get talked about is, hey, you're on scholarship. You're going to college for free. I talk to students all the time. I'm $20,000 a year to this school, $40,000 a year to this school. They leave, they're in debt. These guys, hey, everything's free. And even at a place, a football factory, there's a lot of those guys that are not going to make it to the NFL. And if they do, they're there 3 or 4 years in some cases. You need to have a future.
Yeah, unfortunately, the student athlete is oblivious to that. We don't really feel that pain because we get the scholarship, and I'm speaking to we as because I was a college athlete, and what some people's families were struggling to pay, it was taken care of for me. So I'm gonna say there's a little maybe disrespect in a sense. We don't really know the student that's paying to go to school every day there. We don't know what they're going through as a student athlete. We just know we're all in the same game, and we think it's the same, but it's not, because some people take out loans because getting their kids to college is a dream that they never got to live out. They never got to live out, and they want their kids to have.
Somebody at LSU once told me the fans, they only see the team on the field. They don't know what it took to get those guys out there, meaning they're kids, but a lot of them are dealing with mental things and struggles and family things. I mean, they're not just walking in living the dream. We all have things we're dealing with.
And when you pay $100 to go watch a game, nobody's worried about what your mental acumen is and how you feel it. They want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And as entertainers, we gotta sit that stuff down. And I get that. I understand that part. It's part of the entertainment aspect of the world. And when you get to the league, you better know it, and you better be ready for it, because I got a headache. I'm not feeling well. Oh, I'm having a gloomy day. Doesn't work when people are paying to see you play. You got to go out there and entertain.
Yeah. And you're going to work, so to speak, right? And the guy next to you is your coworker, and this guy's dragging, hey.
Yes.
We all have the same goal. And
yes. And I have the arduous job as a head coach to get them ready to play, even when they don't feel like it, even when they think they're not. You got to make sure that they look to the left and look to the right. And you know what? I maybe can't play for me today, but I can play for them. I have a responsibility and the accountability to show up for them. And that's where the element of team comes into play.
Yeah, and it's changed so much. I was visiting with Jake Delhomme over the summer, and I said, if you were playing today, would you have played all 4 years for the Raging Cajuns, or would an SEC team come and say, hey, Jake, here's $1 million. Come be our quarterback at Mississippi State this year. I just wonder, if you'd be playing today, would you make it 3 years at San Diego State?
Not a chance. Not a chance. I come from a very poor family. We didn't have much. And the idea is, how do I change my family's life? And like I'm talking as soon as possible. My mom was, even when I left and went away to college, my mom was still working 2 jobs. She was busting her butt, to make sure to pay the bills. And guess what? I couldn't send anything home, let alone I couldn't call home to get something. So if an opportunity came and it was like, look, we're going to give you, a couple $100,000 or just a couple of $1,000, I'm coming, just because I can take the pressure off and ease my mother's pain and hard work. And as she probably would have said, no, baby, I'm good. But yeah. I wanted her to be better. And that's the tough dilemma that a lot of these kids are having. That's why I'm okay. I'm telling young kids, I'm like, hey, as a freshman, if you come in here and you play day one, if there's money out there for you, I'm going to help you get it. Like, I don't want to hold you back. Mm-hmm. And we can't hold these kids back when these opportunities to make money present itself, if they need money. Now, if you don't need money and you want to grow and you want to become the best pro, well, stay here with me.
Yeah. Do you think it's important for these young people to know that Marshall Faulk came from the 9th Ward? You came from poverty. You came from a place that was viewed as dangerous. They see the finished product now. They see you putting on the gold jacket. They see you financially secure. Is that an important message that, hey, no matter where you come from, you can make it?
I think it's important to me. It's important to you. But to them, they can't see the distance traveled. They have no idea. You know, they see me as they see me in the eyes that they see me on a video game, in a video game, someone that they aspire to become or like, in a sense. So I wish I could use that because that would fill in a lot of blanks. The only thing I could do now, and what's more important than them seeing me like that, is making sure that they know that I care. I care about their well-being. I care about what they do here, how they do here, and I care about when they leave. Mm-hmm. Because the relationship between coach and player, man, when it's right and the trust is there, it lasts forever. The coaches that were in my life that helped me, I still call on them.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about those coaches and whatnot. I want to talk to you more about the present and in the future at the moment, but you've had such an amazing career. How do you build a roster right now with these guys?
Well, we went through the evaluation of what we have now, what we have left of the seniors that left and the guys that's going to hop in the portal. One of the things that I did, the day that I accepted, I was announced, I met with the team and I heard them out. I didn't give them some rah-rah speech. I was like, hey, guys, what went wrong? Like, let me know. And what I asked him to do is I said, if you're going to stand up and answer this question, start with I. Don't tell me what happened around you. Mm-hmm. What did you do? What didn't you do? How could you have made it better? So you start getting an idea of what I was all about, mm-hmm. in a sense. And I'm talking about we had like a 2-hour meeting, and I'm just listening to them. And then when I came back, I met with each position group because I wanted them to know kind of what I think of the position, how I feel about the position, and I wanted to make sure that if any of them was getting in the portal, I wanted to help them to make sure that they don't get the switcheroo pulled around, because people will tell you to get in the portal, promise you money, no contract, and then once you're in the portal and you can't go back out, they'll say, oh, we only have this, and now you're stuck. So I wanted to help them with that, and then I wanted to hear, like, position by position, what did they feel like, what they wish their role was, and what they felt like they could do individually. And then now I'm meeting with them individually just to get to know them. So just giving them a chance to know that they're heard.
Yeah. Signing day has passed.
Yep.
The transfer portal will open in January. What does the transfer portal mean for you at Southern?
For us, it's more or less if there's any, Power 4, Power 5, Power 3 kickbacks. Maybe it didn't go their way or they were hurt. If they want to come here and they fit in with the culture that we're going to build, which is love football, love team. There's no I in any of that. Mm-hmm. And talking to those guys, making sure that we make sure that we are the attractive program, the most attractive program in this realm of football. And then some JUCO kids, some guys that JUCO kid that's like, man, he has a chance. He just need to be refined. He just need a little coaching, some teaching. That's what it means for us. Would you like to keep a cluster of guys, a nucleus on the team together for 3-4 years? Is that possible in today's game? No. Yeah. It's not. I mean, you're going to there's going to be some guys you're going to have, but I believe you got to be pushing guys out. You got to be bringing guys in and pushing guys out. And when I say push them out, I mean, if we win, when we win, those guys are going to be attractive. Yeah. So I expect the Power 3, Power 4, Power 5 schools to look at the guys on our team and, let's go to Southern. And that's a badge of honor for us. I don't look at it as stealing. I look at it as opportunity for our kids. Yeah. And that's what I want. I want to be that feeder program that all the major colleges, they come down and they say, hold on, wait, there's something going on at Southern. Yeah. We want their kids because we know that they know how to play the game the right way. Blake Dean, who was the head baseball coach at UNO, told me I had the conference hitter of the year 3 years in a row, and I lost him 3 years in a row. Second, you coach somebody up or find a diamond in the rough and maximize their potential. Here's the reality. It's not about me. Yeah. It's about them. It's about them. And what it does is it gives Southern the opportunity to be the institution that get these kids ready and groom them for the next level and then the next level of life.
Your staff, have you made any decisions you're ready to announce on your staff yet?
Not right now. Not right now. I am so, I've watched this happen so many times. Oh, here's who we're going to have. Here's who we're going to have. And then something goes wrong in the process. Or maybe the contract negotiations don't go well. You know, and then we got to replace that guy, and it makes you sound like you were fibbing. And I'm gonna be like straight up and transparent anytime we sit down and talk. I just want them to go through the process, get approved, do all the things, sign the contracts, and then we can announce the staff.
Southern has made a big investment in you. I believe you're the highest paid coach in the history of the program. But they believe that they will get a return on their investment because of you, perhaps your circle of friends, colleagues, whatever. How important is money? Investing money into this program? Look, we want to say we want the storylines that don't revolve around money, but the more we realize it's driven by money.
This game, that's what this game is about. Like, if you pay attention, the teams who spend money, from college to the pros now, the teams who spend money and invest in their team, you get a return. There's ROI. And that's what it's all about. If you want a better coach, you don't just go like hope or wish for one. You got to pay a better coach to come in. And I'm going to use LSU. LSU didn't win Lane Kiffin by bidding the lease. All right? Like, you have to invest in your
But Marshall,
program.
he said he doesn't know how much he makes. He didn't even look at the contract.
He doesn't need to.
You're right.
He doesn't. Let's give him credit. He doesn't have to look at it.
Yeah.
It was who gave the highest number, I'm going there. And I'm sure there was some other things that factored in.
Well, NIL investment, how much money they're going to invest in the roster.
Yes, that part, but LSU, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, like what it means. Football here is different.
Yeah.
Louisiana football is different. And the guys that leave here and go elsewhere to play, they've been different for him because he's had a couple of Louisianians on his teams, and he understands. Sure. So he knows how rich football is here. So it wasn't just the money. He understands the institution that he went to, and we're the little brother to them.
Well, I was going to ask you a few things about LSU. I don't want the Jaguar Nation to get upset with me.
No, we embrace that. You know what I'm saying? Like if we could just like I'd play them. Just so they can have that game. Now, is it a fair game? No. But you know what it gets? It lets us know how do we get better, where we need to get better.
Yeah. Well, they did it a few years back for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Short bus drive, right?
Yeah. Easy trip.
No need for get hotels or any of that stuff.
Easy trip.
And then you get a substantial compensation for doing that.
That part's fine, but what you find out, and for our players to see how they measure up. You know, that's that's all you want to know. Like, even if you get your butt kicked, it's like, how bad I got in a fight, I lost, but did I get some licks in? How was it? Like, that's what I want to know. I'm all about if you're comfortable, then you're not growing. You can't do both of those things at once. You can't be comfortable and grow. Yeah. It just doesn't. They don't go together.
Yeah. Yeah. Rocky Balboa. Can I go the distance? Even if I don't win.
That's it.
Got to go the distance.
That's it.
Do you know Lane Kiffin at all?
A little bit. I went over. I met him. I went over there and welcomed him to Louisiana. And now, funny part is, I know Lane a little bit, but I knew his father a lot.
His father gave you headaches, I would assume.
His dad was one of the greats. I mean, I respect his dad so much. He was just a pioneer in the game, and I told him a couple stories about his dad and I, and just playing against his father. But I'm just happy for Lane. He's worked his butt off to be where he is, and I want them to have success. I grew up a Tiger fan, man. How can you not when you're from this state? And I love seeing them do well. I cheer for them to do well.
Yeah, awesome, man. and I want to talk to you about why you didn't end up at LSU. But Frank Wilson, you know him well. You guys
know Frank very well.
You guys are born in the same year. Both
played against each other. We've known each other since. We competed against each other forever.
Yeah. What do you see out of him? He's a legend that's recruited a lot of big time, the Leonard Fournettes and whatnot of the world.
Man, he's done so much for this state when it comes to sports and helping kids, and New Orleans. A lot of kids in the New Orleans area. Frank has not just given them an opportunity to maybe come to LSU and play, or when he was at other schools, but he's really helped a lot of them become young men. And he's been, kind of that big brother, even father figure at a time. He's just rich in the history of football here in the state, and a guy that I'm happy to call a friend. And I know, I'm gonna tell you this, him getting to be interim head coach, like that's a dream. That meant so much to him, and I don't know if he's staying on the staff or not. I don't know what happens, but I hope he does, because it's it might be one of the smartest moves that Lane could make, keeping him, because of what he means to this town, to this state, and to that institution.
Wow, it's good to have an endorsement from Marshall Faulk, I think. Like,
I don't know if it matters, but I'm just saying, like, if I could have him on my staff, I would.
Yeah. Did you know Harlem Berry's dad, who was in the band at St. Aug?
I did not.
Playing at the same time and everything. A lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire, as Frank Wilson was scoring touchdowns back then.
Yeah.
But everybody knows everybody. So,
Yeah.
And somebody out there is wondering, Faulk, Kevin Faulk, Trev Faulk, are you guys related?
We're all related, man.
Yeah.
All this talent's related. Comes from one tree.
It's a wide tree, right? Kevin Faulk, a lot like you, versatile player, played a long time, won multiple Super Bowls. I think a lot of people in Louisiana took pride in the Faulk name for both of you.
I know I do. I'm sure I know he did. I know Trev did. Yeah. We all did, and to a degree, it's a family football name in this state.
Yeah,
that's how we look at it.
Yeah. Circling back, a couple more things on Southern. So, like indoor facility, they've never had one. And it rains in South Louisiana, as you know, a lot. And so sometimes they're inside in the gym and whatnot. I mean, what do you see in your short time here? Do you see things that you'd like to improve in terms of facilities and other things?
There is. And the good part is, so does Southern. This is like they're turning a corner, and they see the things in which they want to improve on, that I want them to improve on, and we're going to do this. We're going to do this together. We're going to get community. We're going to get the state behind them, and we're going to make it happen.
Yeah. Bayou Classic. You grew up in New Orleans.
Yeah.
What did that mean to you?
Oh man, it was the game. I mean, like it was such a big game. I loved watching it. I loved the way Southern and Grambling went at it, and it's such an in-state rival. And I look forward to competing in that game.
Yeah, and Eddie Robinson too, right?
My God, one of the first college football camps that I went to, Coach Robinson, and I could still hear him talking about effort, talking about team. He always preached those two things and what those meant to winning football games.
Yeah, and the amount of pros he.
Oh my God,
had
so many, man.
Yeah, that he sent to the league and whatnot. Spring football, what will that mean for Southern? Be really important because you're a first-year head coach, new staff, new direction.
Man, everything is important.
Yeah,
our winter session of them training, working out, doing walkthroughs, the player-led practices, all of those things are going to be important to us becoming the winning program that we are.
All right, so I want to go back to you coming out of high school.
Yep.
So Curly Hallman was the head coach at LSU at the time, and he did not have a successful stay at LSU, and people have bagged on him over the years about Curly Hallman wanted Marshall Faulk to play defensive back and not running back. But doing a little research leading into this, he was not alone in that regard. Miami, who was your dream school, they wanted you to be a DB. A lot of schools wanted you to play defensive back and not running back.
I know, and Miami can be wrong.
I love that. I know.
Texas A&M,
I was there.
Texas A&M, they can be wrong.
Yeah.
But I played in my high school all-star game, and I'm gonna call him out. JT Curtis can be wrong because he wouldn't even allow me to play running back in my high school all-star game. So a lot of people, they had that thought process, and I'm gonna tell you this just to kind of take you where this is going. As I recruit kids, I always ask them, anytime I get a linebacker that plays running back, I'm like, what do you want to play? They say, Coach, I'll play anywhere. No. What do you want to play? Because you're going to play where you are most happy the best. Mm-hmm. Because I didn't get a chance to pick. I was told, people was telling me, so I want these kids to decide, okay, you can play both, but I want you to pick what you want to do because that's what we're going to focus on more than anything. So as I recruit kids now, based on how I was recruited, I go back to this by allowing the kid to pick. And if they would have just allowed me to pick, I would have been at LSU. Now, who knows what would have happened? Just like San Diego State, hey, we'll allow you to play running back. That's all I want is a chance. If it don't work, move in a corner. But let me compete. And that's what we're going to do. And that's what I believe schools should do. But I believe, just like I am right now, I'm coming in, new head coach on the scene to a school, and you're trying to evaluate talent. And if you have people telling you, hey, this guy and I was a pretty darn good corner. I made my high school all-star game as a corner. I had to be good. All right. So you're like, you don't want to be the, oh no, let's try him at running back guy. And at that point in time, the position of athlete did not exist.
Yeah. Right. You were specialized into.
Exactly.
In one
so
spot.
It was easier to just say I was a corner.
Yeah. Warwick Dunn's another one from here in Baton Rouge. He ran for a decent amount of yardage, I think.
A guy got it done, man.
When it goes to Florida State, so LSU at the time had a problem of losing big-name guys. So what are your memories? Who recruited you from LSU, or what was their pitch, or do you have any memories of that?
I don't remember who it was, and LSU offered me, but it was, you're going to play corner. That is what was said. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed playing defense. It was cool. Because it helped the team, but I loved running the ball. I loved having the ball in my hands.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was about maybe 5'11", and it's just small backs were not, other than Dalton Hilliard, they hadn't had a back my size.
Yeah.
They didn't see it because I think Dalton was like 200 pounds at the time, maybe 205, and I wasn't quite 200 pounds yet. So yeah, it just didn't fit their mold. They didn't.
So a guy from New Orleans ends up at San Diego State, which seems maybe weird.
Very.
And were you like, were you like seventh on the depth chart? Seventh.
Yep.
So
opportunity.
Yeah. Well, you somehow rise to 2.
I got second.
And then the guy in front of you gets hurt. And then as a freshman, you're on the scene and running for yards.
As a freshman, yes.
Yeah.
Another part of my recruiting story is, not just mine, is as I'm talking to kids, they're asking me, hey, coach, as a freshman, can I play? I'm like, so obviously you haven't done your homework on me. I'm like, I might be the one coach who I have to play freshmen based on my story and how I played as the freshman.
Yeah. Well, and also that I'm learning, Sean Payton was the running backs coach.
Yep.
Curtis Johnson was the wide receivers coach.
He recruited me. Curtis recruited me.
Yeah. It all weaves together. What do you remember about a young Sean Payton?
Just as cerebral, just as passionate as he is now, but maybe just a little bit more raw in the sense that fiery. When the Sean, when he gets upset about a call, that's who we got most of the time. That was my coach when he was young. But a student, taught me so much about the game of football, in the sense that he started grooming me and teaching me what quarterbacks were seeing. and it really helped me out. I mean, it really helped me out. I remember when I was getting drafted and I was going through the process, being able to go up to the board and talk to lingo like a quarterback from the running back perspective was one thing that teams just was blown away with.
Yeah. What did you think as you saw Coach Payton develop into one of the great coaches in the NFL and win a Super Bowl with the Saints?
Yeah, it was just time. It was time. It was like, because he was very sure of what he knew, and like if you were going to convince him of something, boy, it had to be really good. And he's an educator. Like he teaches the game of football. You watch him right now in Denver with Bo Nix. Of all the young quarterbacks, and with all the talent, Bo is playing not just the best, but at like a high level that would put him up with the best quarterbacks in the league right now.
Yeah, like a Dick Vermeil. When you do it at multiple stops,
there you go.
You're starting to prove that you're a pretty good coach.
That's it.
Your sophomore year at San Diego State, right? Gino Toretta wins the Heisman, and Gino is obviously he's a Heisman Trophy winner, but he's one of the least celebrated Heisman Trophy winners there is. And you felt like, hey, I put up the numbers. I had the season. It could have been me.
Well, all 3 years. You got to remember my freshman year. That was before a freshman could win the Heisman.
Oh, wow.
Like Desmond Howard probably don't win the Heisman if freshmen could win the Heisman at the time. I don't know if people remember that stupid rule. Like a freshman can't win the Heisman. It was like, why?
Well, they couldn't play way back when, obviously. And not to bring it all back to LSU, Pistol Pete at LSU could not play varsity games as a freshman.
I hear you.
Yeah, just crazy.
And it just kind of trickled over. But as a freshman, freshmen didn't get any votes and couldn't win the Heisman.
Used to be a freshman coach, too, and a freshman team and all that way back. So, sorry, Go ahead.
So that was that year. The second year was Gino. And then my third year was pretty darn good, but there was Charlie Ward. And I just believe right now in college football, like they should stop calling it the Heisman. It's a quarterback award. It's who's the best quarterback. Because that's it. That's all they're judging. Like a quarterback can't win a goddamn game without the rest of the team, but it's a quarterback award. Somebody has to catch it. Somebody has to run it. But the quarterback, like Indiana had nobody else but Mendoza. Like that's it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely an offensive award, and the QB, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I became a Heisman voter in 2019. That was an easy vote for me. Joe Burrow was the pick there, a quarterback. Devontae Smith, wide receiver, he won it pretty handily. Our guy from A-Meat up there, played for the Alabama Crimson Tide. But, if you're a defensive player if you're an offensive lineman, just forget it, right? In a lot of other positions on the field. It is a team game, and without protection – right, and without a guy to hand it to and throw it to and so forth, it ceases to be football.
It is, but it's a quarterback-driven award to where even sometimes I just keep looking at it like this: how many Heisman Trophy winners go to the league and are productive?
Yeah. Did you ever talk to Peyton Manning about that? Because I'm sure he felt there was a good chance he was going to win that night, and he didn't.
We shared that.
Yeah. Talked about that, huh? Brought that up.
That conversation.
I watched, you went to Indianapolis for the Combine. Too damn cold. I'm never coming back. Reminded me of when I went to Chicago. The Saints played in the NFC Championship game in Sean Payton's first year. Drew Brees, Reggie Bush, all that. And I got off that plane. I'm like, this is hell on earth. I'd never want to live here. This is supposed to be fun, football. And I was miserable, right? So they draft you, though. Your first game against the Oilers, right? 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then Peyton Manning comes in 98. Did you sense early that this guy was like you? He was a computer. He was going to be what he became?
Yeah. You could tell, like, the physical, his physical presence, his football acumen. It was just a matter of time. It was all about reps for him. Just taking the reps as a rookie, understanding the speed of the game, and knowing his abilities and exactly what to do. Like it was just like it was unbelievable that he literally showed up in minicamp with an understanding of the offense already.
Yeah,
like calling plays.
Yeah,
like it was unbelievable what he was able to do. He's one of the smartest players that I've ever played with.
Early in '98, cheering for the Saints. The Saints beat you guys in overtime, I think, and Danny Werfel was quarterbacking for the Saints, and people said, "Oh, Werfel gets the best of Manning again." I've met Danny Werfel a few times. Great guy, great human being, but over the period of time, we saw who the better quarterback was.
Heisman.
Those. Yeah. Oh well, yeah. There we go. Back those damn quarterbacks winning that Heisman, huh? With a Heisman. Spurrier won the Heisman when he was a player back with the Gators. So you grew up when Jim Mora was with the Saints and having winning seasons for the first time and became a popular coach. I think he's an ex-Marine. No nonsense. And he's 90 now, still kicking and pretty strong now. He's doing stuff with WDSU in New Orleans. My guy Fletcher Mackel and Sharif Ishak. But old school guy, and you guys kind of got a little sideways.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But still my favorite coach.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, man. I loved cheering for the Saints. I loved how hard, how passionate he was about the game. And I even enjoyed playing for him. It was obviously it didn't go the way I wanted to, but I love the guy, man. He's just, he is who he is, and he'll say what he needs to say. And that's it. He has no regrets in life. But
yeah.
Great coach.
Yeah, there was the Marshall be here for the meeting at 8:30, and you were there at 8:27, and he's like, if you're not 10 minutes early, you're late type thing. He was military, right? I mean, just no nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. If you start a meeting early, okay, say you start the meeting early. But it was when you have that type of coach. I always look at things from the perspective of what could I have done better? I could have been there earlier.
Yeah.
That's what I could have done.
Yeah. Well, that's cool to hear you say that. Certainly, so you're Jim Mora, highly successful coach, didn't have the postseason success he would have liked to have, but then you're no longer a Colt. You get traded to the Rams at that point.
Yep. And, parted ways. I needed to change. They wanted to make a change, and it was like the best of both worlds. They got Edgerrin James, and I got to go to a place where, I was wanted.
Yeah. So the Rams thing starts. You're in a preseason game. Trent Green gets hurt, and then Dick Vermeil, perhaps, I don't know if his most famous words, we will rally around Kurt Warner, and we will play good football.
Right. And everybody's like, who the hell is Kurt Warner? who the hell is Kurt Warner, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say that year playing football was magical. Every time I think about it, it's easily the best time in my life around the game, playing the game, and not just because of what I did or what we did in the sense of stats, but what we did as a team. You don't lose your quarterback and then go win the Super Bowl. That doesn't happen. But it doesn't happen without everybody buying in, and a coach like Dick Vermeil being the glue that held us together. It's just an amazing. It's one of the best coaching jobs that I've ever seen.
Yeah, he always felt like maybe a college coach coaching the NFL in terms of he was emotional. He cared about his players. It was that kind of thing that made college football great.
Yeah, that passion. And I'm gonna say this. The difference between a lot of coaches from college and the pros is that in college, these coaches actually care. And because they're getting boys and they're showing them how to become young men. Mm-hmm. And so you become attached, and those relationships become special to where in the pros, it's transactional. Yeah. You get players, and, you can get a free agent, and the guy, I always think about it. You can get a free agent tackle from Cincinnati, and he and your head coach at the Rams, they could be the same age.
Yeah, right.
Stafford and his coach, they're the same age. And so the relationships are a little different. So I feel like the college coaches, they care more, and he brought that. And it was weird to me. I was like, come to my house. And I'm like, Coach, I'll come to your house for dinner?
Yeah, in college, it's parents sending their sons off.
Right.
Take care of my son.
Yes.
You know, in the pros, it's you're on your own now. You're no longer in the bird's nest. You've got to spread your wings and fly.
And that was weird to me. Coach being emotional and how he cared and what he did. And I never really knew how to accept it. But I'll tell you what happened. It was probably my second year doing television, and Coach Vermeil was calling games for the NFL Network. And he lost his voice. And I had never called a game. It's a Thursday night game, big game, Dallas versus Atlanta. We're in the Georgia Dome. And the producer says, hey, our EP, hey, Marsh, you got to call the game. I'm like, what? So they sent Dion and I up to call the game. And Coach literally stood behind me with his notes and coached me through calling the game.
Coaching you again.
Coaching me again.
That's beautiful. Awesome stuff. Did you ever watch the movie Invincible?
Yeah.
And they got an actor playing
several
him.
times, yes.
Kinnear, is that his name? Greg Kinnear. Marky Mark and all that. So you see him as a coach of the Eagles back then, taking over a losing product and getting him going and everything. So greatest show on turf. Kurt Warner was known as a guy who was bagging groceries, right? He was at a grocery store. And
that's who he was.
And then Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. And what taught your DNA of being a coach, you were the only guy taking notes in the meetings. And the other guys looked at you and said, well, I guess we need to start doing this too. Mike Martz said when he talked to you, he said, Coach, during my film study, I saw that they blitz from this end instead of that end when they're in this formation. And Mike Martz said, during your film study, like players don't do that on their own, right? So is that part of who you are and why you can be a successful coach at Southern?
Partially along with my ability to communicate exactly what I want and how I want it and get the most and the best out of people. Those are definitely some of the traits. I just wish people didn't make a big deal out of like film study, I just think that anytime you can look at yourself and get better and figure out ways how to do it. When I worked in television, I did the same thing. I watched my tape. Like I wanted to see like, where can I get better? How can I get better? Is my hand placement good? Is my posture good? Like watch yourself. I just think that if there's an opportunity for you to get better at something, then, watch the tape and see how you can get better. Even with the guys, I'm like, do you have to study? No, but you should. If you want to get better, are you doing all the things possible for you to get better? And watching tape becomes one of them.
You were a dynamic player, electric player, receiving, running. Frank Wilson talks about playing without the ball. And during this Football Life documentary I watched, you block and you flip a couple of guys through the air. The high school kids, they're just used to getting the ball and going.
Yeah.
They get into the college game, they got to learn not to get their quarterback killed or they're coming out.
Yeah.
That's a big part too, blocking.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, just what you're talking about, playing without the football. As I recruit guys, one of the most important things to me is on offense, you got to have 10 guys that fall in love without having the ball. Those 10 guys got to be passionate about being on the field and not having the football in order for your team to be what it needs to be. Because if they're, and I'm gonna say this guy's name, but if they are number 11 for the Philadelphia Eagles, then that's going to be a problem. That makes it hard. That type of attitude makes it divisive for a team to exist and for them to be what they need to be. And here's the reality: he's not a bad guy. The team could be better with the ball in his hands, but if he dedicated as much to making the offense what it needs to be when he doesn't have the ball, like he does when he does, then boy, that team would be dynamic.
Yeah. Super Bowl championship at the end of '99. Is that surreal for you? Can you believe this is happening? I'm a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, man. It was and still remain one of the singular most rewarding moments of my life to be able to, at the highest level, stand on the top of the hill and say we did it. That is, there's nothing like that feeling.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And how hard is it to win? It's a simple comment. Okay, it's hard to win, but like Drew Brees and this, they were 13-3, 13-3, 12. I mean, they had this stretch where they won the division. They were great teams, but they only won one Super Bowl. And you had this cluster of amazing talent, and you had some bad luck like the Saints, and you win one title. But just how hard is it to win? You need some luck. Is that safe to say?
You need a lot of luck.
Yeah.
You need a lot of luck. Things they have to go your way. And it's so hard to win. All right, and that's why. And I'm glad we didn't get into it. Most people, they say, what kind of offense you're going to run and what style of play you're going to do. And my thing is winning, which means whatever we have to do to win. You can't determine how you win games. The game has a flow, and you got to fit in the flow and make the plays, whether it's win by field goal, win by one, or blow someone out. You cannot determine, hey, we're going to line up in 10 personnel and throw the ball down the field. You can't determine how you win. You just have to win because it's so hard to win.
Yeah. The Superdome was not good to you at times, right? One of the great – sorry to bring up bad memories,
okay.
Marshall, but
it's okay.
We've talked about it. Okay, the end of 2000, as a Saints fan, damn it, we let the Rams in the playoffs, right? Because you beat them in the regular season finale in the Superdome. You needed to win that game. And then I see you're doing an interview with Pam Oliver, and she tells you whoever you needed to win won. And so you're in the playoffs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we got to host the Rams, the Super Bowl champion, in the playoffs. Yeah. This is not going to go our way. If Oz Hakeem doesn't drop the ball, doesn't drop the punt, and Brian Milne doesn't recover for the Saints, I have a bad feeling that the Rams are driving down the field to tie the game and are going to win in overtime. And maybe you have a shot at being back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it just wasn't our time. That's it. Yeah. The ball bounces your way sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. And then, you look at teams like, let's say, the Patriots and or the Chiefs, and you're like, or the 49ers, you're like, damn, it always bounces their way. But this game is like, it's not like any of those teams that I just said that they're practicing harder, doing more. It's not the case. Sometimes luck's involved, and then there's times you got to make your luck. You got to go out there and create your luck by being in the right place at the right time, doing the things you're supposed to do.
Eli Manning, right? He chunks the ball, and a guy pins it on his helmet and somehow hangs onto it. And
this is no knock. Do you know what the record of those teams were that Eli won the Super Bowl?
Well, they were 18 and you talking about the Giants themselves?
Yes.
I think they were 9-7 one year or something, right? And they got in, right? It's like
I think both years they were 9-7.
Yeah,
and I think
the Patriots were 18-0.
Yeah, so it's just it happens.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference between it used to be in college you could maybe lose one game. Now you can lose 3 and get into the postseason. And in the NFL, it's like, well, don't matter. It doesn't matter how many games we lose if we get in the tournament, as Coach Payton would call it.
Yeah, well, even in college now they've made college football a tournament, and if you lose 3, it's just got to be a competitive 3. It's got to be what Texas going to Georgia and losing, it's got to be something like that.
Yeah,
you have to have a formidable schedule, and that's the whole issue with Notre Dame right now. It's like they're looking at your strength of schedule, and it was like, oh, it didn't matter. Oh, now it matters.
Yeah, they pick and choose, right?
That's all they've ever done.
Yeah,
that's all they've ever done. I mean, we've had several undefeated teams, and they pick who number 1. It's like they're undefeated.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe you've got a new job now, so you can't be on the committee, Marshall. You'd be a good person to be on the committee.
It's all good. I'd rather be on the side that I'm on anyways.
The Super Bowl in New Orleans, right?
Fun time.
This is the birth of Tom Brady and the Patriots, right? You're a 14-point favorite.
Yep.
You're supposed to crush these guys, and it doesn't work that way. They really kind of held on to the ball, won a low-scoring defensive game that day.
Yeah, just a good game.
Yeah.
Good game. Came down to a field goal. A game that, regardless if you're favored or not or whatever, Yeah, just a good hard fought football game.
That was the year of 9/11,
Yeah,
and I remember
everything in
pregame.
the stadium was red, white, and blue.
Yeah,
It looked like a
pregame-
Patriots home game.
The pregame, didn't they do something with all the victims? They put their names up,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah, I mean, a real special time. The unity in that building, it was electric, man. It was unbelievable.
that week that it happened. Where were you? You were supposed to. Do you remember who you were supposed to play that week?
We were getting ready to play the San Francisco 49ers. I think it was a Tuesday. I was getting treatment. We were getting ready to probably go out, and I'm laying on the treatment table, and I'm looking up, and I'm like, what? Couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Could not believe it.
Yeah, it's a psychological thing more than it puts it in your mind, and it scares you. Is this going to happen again? You're looking up at the sky, those kind of things. It was
It was. I mean, I'd never seen anything like that, or anything close to that. Like Hollywood TV-ish.
Yeah.
Like that was, for it to be on the news, was unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, a couple more things. So, despite the game going the way it did, it was a wonderful time for you to be in New Orleans at the Super Bowl back home.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely a time in my life that I was just like, in the city where I was born and raised, in the building that as a kid I ran around. Obviously the ending wasn't how I wanted it to be, but I remember afterwards, I found Kevin, we embraced, and I was just like, man, congratulations. There's no better feeling than this.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Good stuff. Yeah, you look at all the greats, like Brett Favre only won one, Dan Marino never won one, Aaron Rodgers has won one, and then you look at some other quarterbacks that won one, but, I mean, Eli Manning won two. Is Eli Manning a better quarterback than Drew Brees? I would say not, but he won 2 rings.
Yeah, it just, it's all for conversation.
Yeah.
And for all for people to decide who's better, which I promise you, when we meet at the Hall of Fame, we're not talking about who's better. We're just happy to be in the room.
Yeah. Katrina was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You talked about that a lot in the football life and whatnot, your old high school and what happened to it. You lost all your high school, like, trophies and all the things. You sit back home. Yeah.
High school and college, yeah.
Yeah. 20 years later, have some parts of the city not changed, or have they recovered, do you think?
I feel like the city, I feel like there's parts that's still struggling to recover, but I feel like what did happen to the city had some segregated parts, some racial divide, and now that's gone. Like there's, it's gentrified, and to a degree, I feel like it's better that we all live together now. It's really done a good part for the city in the sense that the gentrification has helped with the neighborhoods and the communities mixing in race and stuff like that. And also, I just think business-wise, you see businesses popping up just about any and everywhere now in the city, and then. I know over the past 20 years, I've seen more movies and shows shot in this city than ever before. I know as a kid, I never saw a show shot in New Orleans, and now, whether it's a show or a movie, it's amazing that, what people, they saw what we have and how we are as a people, and they want to come here and they want us to benefit. They want us to rise up together.
Yeah. I think one positive thing that came out of 2020, the worst year ever, was that you noticed that young people didn't have a tolerance for racism. Like they took a stand against, hey, we don't do that amongst each other, And so that was a positive thing to see. I think the younger people get it. Yeah,
without a doubt. And sometimes the younger people, they have to take the lead and show, hey, here's what it could be like if you allowed it to.
Yeah. Marshall Faulk, is there anything that you want to share that I didn't ask you or that you want to get out there?
No, I just want everybody that's associated with Southern University to know that I'm excited about this job, and I look forward to seeing them at games, supporting the university, supporting not just football but all the sports, and supporting the university however they can, and we're going to put a winning product on the field.
Roman Banks was a very good basketball coach. If he would have stayed on that path, I think he would have, he could have got an SEC job or moved up. He became the AD. They had to get through some tough stuff with APR and some other things that they grinded through. What about him? What was attractive about him that got you the job?
We the fact that he understands the landscape and where we are at right now, and he's created a vision of where the sports programs at the University of Southern, where they are going. That's where Southern University is going. He's kind of given that, and then he's given me the liberties with football. He's like here's what I'm envisioning. And when you have a leader like him who gives you the overall goal, and then your goals of taking these young men and making sure that they grow up and be the best version of themselves, not just on the field but off the field, fits into that, and then winning a lot of football games.
Yeah, that seems to be
winning a lot of football games. We can't leave that out. We
Yeah.
cannot leave that out because, it's like that's expected.
Yeah. Well, it is a special place, and I remember when I first started working here, I remember two SWAC teams would play a game in Chicago and draw 50, 60,000 fans, and I'd say, I don't think two SEC schools could do that. There's a special element about fan base and alumni throughout the country and HBCUs in general.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And we want to create, and I'm gonna say this and put this out there. We love the Bayou Classic. We want to create more classics. And in those classics, what we want to do is just like any other bowl game, we need the kids to participate in the sense of how can we make sure that they prosper from these bowl games as well.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hear it from him. I didn't hear. There's rumors of a SWAC opener in Birmingham, perhaps, for
there you
Southern
go.
against Alabama State. So we'll see if that happens. Just a rumor, not breaking. But look, I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your time. Thanks for being gracious with your time. Thanks for answering all my questions and going down memory lane with me. So we
Fun time.
Yeah, we look
Let's
forward
do
to
it again.
Look forward to covering you, and this will be exciting.
All good.
The great Marshall Faulk, NFL Hall of Famer, Pro Football Hall of Famer. He's in every Hall of Fame there is. And he'll be in the Southern Hall of Fame one day once he wins some championships, which will happen. I'm Jacques Doucet. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later.